So it is another tag video. I don't know if this one will go up on Tuesday or if it will go up on a different day of the week, because I've got a lot of tag videos here lately. So this is a new tag that's going around right now. It is not book related. It is just 50 questions I've never been asked before, and I have enjoyed watching this tag so much from everybody that I have seen that I decided I wanted to do it too. So let's dive into this tag. Hey y'all, it's Jen and welcome to my channel, Iffer's Inklings. This is a tag video, and I don't know if this will be a Tag Tuesday or if it's just going to be a random video throughout one of the weeks, but we're going to dive into this. This is the 50 questions I've never been asked before tag, and it is not book related. It's just 50 random questions, so you can get to know me a little bit better in these 50 weird random questions. I don't know who the original creator of this video is. If someone knows, let me know down below so I can link them at least in the description, because I haven't been able to find it. The closest thing I've found is a blog post, and I will link that blog below. Like I said, I wasn't tagged by anybody. I just really have loved watching everybody do this tag. I first came across Emma's over at Drinking by My Shelf, and I'll link her down below. But again, I've watched several of these and I just love it. So this is, like I said, 50 questions. So we're gonna dive into this because this makes for a long video. Question number 1, what is your favorite candle scent? I like the clean, earthy, rainy scents. Fresh linen, or rain on a summer day, or those types of things. Like if it smells like outside when you're doing laundry, and you've got the dryer running, that is my perfect candle scent. Just that clean, fresh, crisp smell. Question number 2, what female celebrity would you want to be your sister? And that's an easy one for me. That's Anna Kendrick. But I think she would make for an absolutely wonderful and fun sister. Question number 3, which celebrity male would you like to be your brother? And so since I can't date him because he's married, very happily married, disgustingly sweetly married, I could settle for him to be my brother, and that is Chad Michael Murray. I adore him. I adore everything he stands for, and I think he would make for a fun older brother. Actually, I think he would be a younger brother. I think he may be a year younger than me. Question number 4, how old do you think you'll be when you get married? This is a little bit of an odd question for me because I've already been there and done that. I was 19 when I got married to my first husband. I've been married more than once. We're not getting into all that here, but while I will never say never, because I've learned better than that, I don't think I'll ever get married again. I don't make a good wife. And I'm not dating anybody right now, so that is not even on the horizon. And I haven't dated anybody in a really long time, so marriage is not something on my brain. Question number 5, do you know a hoarder? Yeah, I do. Question number 6, can you do a split? Not without severely injuring myself. Question number 7, how old were you when you learned to ride a bike? I was probably 6, 7, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact age. Question number 8, how many oceans have you swam in? So I have swam in 0 oceans. I have a bit of a phobia about swimming in water that I can't see everything in, and that contains things that aren't human. It just creeps me out. I have waded and got my feet wet in the Atlantic Ocean and then the Gulf of Mexico, but that is it. Question number 9, how many countries have you been to? I've never been outside of my home country of the United States. Question number 10, is anyone in your family in the Army? At this time, I don't think so. I think all of my family members that were military are all retired at this point. My uncle did serve in the Army, but most of my family have been in the Air Force or the National Guard. Question number 11, what would you name your daughter if you had one? And this is another one that's a little bit weird for me, probably because I'm of the older age group of BookTube, in the BookTube community, but I already have 2 daughters and I've already named them. So I'll tell you what their names are. My oldest daughter is Bailey Alanis and my youngest daughter is Levi McKinley. And I love their names so much. Question number 12, what would you name your son if you had one? And again, I am no longer of childbearing ability, so this is just a completely hypothetical question, but when I was having children, we actually didn't know if my youngest daughter was going to be a girl or a boy, and we could not agree on a boy name. I mean, a girl name. So she actually ended up with the boy name that we had picked out, at least the first name. So Levi was the name that we had chosen for a boy and would continue to pick that for a boy had we had one. At this point, I am just in love with the name Quinn, and if I were to have something male to name again, I would probably go with Quinn. But it could be a girl name too. As you can see, I kind of like those ambiguous names. Bailey, Levi, Quinn, could go either way. Question number 13, what was the worst grade you got on a exam or a test? I got an F. I'm not even gonna lie. Even as recently as just a few years ago when I was finishing up my bachelor's degree, I got an F on one of my tests. It was not cool. But it was Tax 2, U.S. Taxation 2. And it was a horrible instructor, and the questions were not anything we had actually gone over, and I got like a 57 on it. And sadly, I think I was probably one of the highest grades in on that test in that class. Question number 14, what was your favorite show when you were a child? I don't remember. I know I watched a lot of shows like Punky Brewster or that show with Fred Savage and his girlfriend's name was Topanga. I can't even remember anything beyond that. Those were probably my favorite shows. Question number 15, what did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8 years old? Okay, so if I can find a picture of it, I will insert it over here, but I think my 8th birthday party, so my birthday is 5 days before Halloween, so my birthday parties were always on Halloween, and we always went trick-or-treating out as a group, and I think my 8th birthday was the year we all dressed up as KISS members. I think. If I can find it, I will link it over here. I'm sure, because it was my birthday party, I'm sure at least my grandmother still has a picture of that. Question number 16, have you ever read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series books? I've read all of them, and I actually liked all of them. Question number 17, would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? So of all the accents in the world, British is not my favorite one, so I would not pick a British accent or English accent. I don't think British is actually an accent, but it's an English accent. I actually prefer Scottish or Australian over any of them, but I like my accent. I can't hear it, but I am been told that I have a very pronounced Southern Belle accent, but I do enjoy it. A lot of people really enjoy the Southern accent, and I get a lot of compliments on it when I go anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line. Question number 18, did your mother go to college? No, she didn't, because she had me. Question number 19, are your grandparents still married? I only know one set of my grandparents, and that is my maternal grandparents, and of course I knew my great-grandparents on my maternal side as well, but all of them were married until one of the spouses died. My grandfather has been dead now for 15, almost 16 years. So, but my grandparents were married for almost 50 years. Question number 20, have you ever taken a karate lesson? Nope, I haven't. Question 21, do you know who Kermit the Frog is? I do. I love Kermit the Frog. Question number 22, What's the first amusement park that you have ever been to? So here in Arkansas, we actually have an amusement park that is just a local amusement park, and we had a second one when I was little. So the one that one of the two of these was my first visit, and I don't know which amusement park it was. I'm going to guess that my first visit to an amusement park was Dog Patch USA, which is now closed. It was in northern Arkansas. They are actually trying to revive it, but it has been closed down for, I want to say, probably 25 years now. But my grandparents used to actually have season tickets to it, and we would go several times a year. And really enjoyed it. It was a small local theme park here. We also have hot springs, or we also have Magic Springs down in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and I've been to it several times too as a kid growing up. It was a little bit more expensive than Dog Patch, and that's why I think Dog Patch was my first. Question number 3, what language other than your native would you like to be fluent in? I would actually love to be fluent in American Sign Language, which I know that's not like a spoken language, but it is a language, and I would like to be fluent in it. I only know a few signs, and I would also like to be fluent in Spanish and French. Spanish because it would be very helpful in my job, and then French because I just love the sound of the French language. Question number 24, do you spell the color gray, G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y? I actually probably interchange that a lot because I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to spell it. Can someone please tell me? I know I'm American, but I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to spell the color gray. Question number 25, is your father bald? And that's a good question. I have no idea. If you know my father, you tell me, because I don't know. Question 26, do you know any triplets? I am sure I probably do because I've been involved in a wide circle of community endeavors over the years, but I can't think of any off the top of my head, so I don't know. Question number 27, do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? And I am probably going to be one of the few females that answer this question that says The Notebook. I actually cannot stand Titanic at all. I've seen it one time, and one time was enough for me, but I do love The Notebook. Question number 28, have you ever had Indian food? No, I haven't, but I want to. What has kept me from having it up to this point was because I had been told that I had a severe peanut allergy over the last 20 years, and so I have been avoiding all types of foods that could possibly have peanuts in it, and found out recently that either it wasn't a true peanut allergy or that I have outgrown it, and I am now allowed to have peanuts again, and I'm so excited. Question 29, what is the name of your favorite restaurant? I really don't have a favorite restaurant, so I don't know. Question number 30, have you ever been to Olive Garden? Yes. I actually worked at Olive Garden for about 5 years. Question number 31, do you belong to any warehouse stores such as Costco or BJ's? Yes, we have Sam's Club here in Arkansas because it is the Walmart brand, and you know, Arkansas, Walmart, the Waltons, all of that stuff. So we have Sam's here, and I do have a membership. I'm actually required to through my job because of my position there. Question number 32, what would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? And my name would have been Erin. Question number 3, if you have a nickname, what is it? I actually have a few nicknames. Obviously, my name is Jennifer, and so you get the Jen nickname. Iffer actually kind of comes from that too. It's kind of a long story, but to shorten it up a little bit, we had a new student my senior year of high school come in, and my best friend's name is, during high school, her name was also Jennifer. She went by Jenny and I went by Jennifer, and so he called us Jen and Iffer. She was Jen, I was Iffer. So that's kind of where my Iffer of the Iffer's Inklings comes from. But when I was a young child, toddler, infant, just learning how to talk. I declared myself to be called Gigi, and so my family called me Gigi up until, well, they still call me Gigi, and my best friend of 25 years calls me Gigi too. And because middle schoolers are awful and mean, and I also got the nickname of Cabbage Patch because if you look at me, I look like a Cabbage Patch. I actually have a Cabbage Patch that has curly blondish brown hair, has the dimple in the right place, the same color eyes, everything. And of course, Cabbage Patches were really popular and had just come out when I was in middle school. So I actually still have a few of friends from middle school that still call me Cabbage Patch. Question number 34, who is your favorite person in the world? I have 3 of them, and I can't choose. And those are my 2 daughters and my niece. Question number 35, this one actually says, would you rather live in a rural area or a suburb? But I've seen in the other tag videos that it's, would you rather live in the country or the city? And I am a city girl at heart. I want to be in a city. I want to be in a city bigger than what I live in now, which is Little Rock, because Little Rock sucks as a city. We are the capital and we have nothing. I want to be in a bigger city. Question number 36, can you whistle? No, I can't. 37, do you sleep with a nightlight? No, I don't. Question 38, do you eat breakfast every morning? Sort of. I don't usually eat breakfast until about, or my first meal, whatever you want to call it, until about 10 o'clock. And I usually am pretty consistent about eating between 10 and 10:30. Question number 39, do you take any daily pills or medication? I do. I am extremely allergic to like everything under the sun environmentally, and so I take daily medicine to help me just survive in the natural state of Arkansas. Question number 40, what medical conditions do you have? As I mentioned, I have severe allergies. I also have an allergy that is called, the short version of it is EOE, esophageal esophagitis or something, and that's a contact allergy when one of my allergens gets into my throat, like a food allergy, or if I breathe in pollen, my throat, the lower part down here, swells up and I can't swallow, which sucks big time. And then I also have an autoimmune disease that really sucks. It's a chronic fatigue syndrome. I was diagnosed with it when I was in my early 20s. And I also have spina bifida. Mine is a very mild case of it, but it makes some things really interesting and difficult to do. I don't have a completely exposed spinal cord, but I do have a hole in my in the bones in my vertebrae. Question number 41, how many times have you been in the hospital? I don't know how to answer this question. Obviously, I've been in the hospital a couple of times. I have 2 children, and you normally go to the hospital to have those, and I did. I've had a few surgeries, so I've been in the hospital to have some of my internal organs removed that were causing me some problems. And then here recently, I actually have been in the emergency room 6 times in the last year and a half due to allergies. I had a severe allergic reaction a couple months ago that I thought was going into anaphylactic shock, and then I have had that EOE food impactation stuff several times that I've had to go to the emergency room for. Question number 42. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? No, I've never seen that. I've seen little bits and pieces of it, but I've never seen the entire movie all the way through. Question number 43. Where do you buy your jeans? Kohl's, usually, or Maurice's. Question number 44, what was the last compliment you received? I was at the doctor's office the other day for an allergy recheck, and she told me that she loved the color of the shirt that I had on. She loved it on me. I don't know how to word that right, but she said it complimented me really well. Question number 45, do you normally remember your dreams in the morning? I do sometimes. It just depends. Probably 3 out of 7 days I'll wake up and I'll remember a dream, especially if it's a really weird or bizarre one. Question number 46, what flavor tea do you enjoy? I'm from the South and we drink iced tea down here, and that was a really bad Southern drawl. We drink iced tea down here, and so I don't really have a flavor. Question number 47, how many pairs of shoes do you own? I think that I probably have close to 30, but I only wear maybe 5 to 10. I need to get rid of some. 48, what religion will you raise your children to practice? Again, I've already raised children, and I am agnostic / atheist, so I did not raise my children in any religion. I did encourage them, and do still encourage them, to seek their own answers religiously and spiritually, but I don't raise them in any specific manner. Question number 49. How old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? I was 9 and I was pissed. My mother lied to me and I could never trust her again. And I also found out at the same time about the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny, and I was livid. That has been 30 years ago and I still haven't fully forgiven her for it. Question number 50. Again, this is one of those questions that I've seen differently on the YouTube videos, but the actual questions reads, why do you have a Tumblr? And I'm going to change that to why do you have a YouTube channel, and answer it that way. And I have this channel because I like to talk about books, and I want to talk about books, and I want to meet other people that like to talk about books, and that's why I have a booktube channel. So that is it. That is my 50 questions that I've never been asked before. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'm not tagging anybody in this because it's been going around for a little bit, and I think a lot of people have already been tagged in it. But if you do decide to do it, let me know, because I would love to check out your channel and your answers, because I am fascinated with this tag, and I don't know why. They're just random questions. But anyway, as always, if you are not already subscribed, I would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and following me on my social media, which is all linked down below. And until next time, bye.